welcome back to Aliens Watching Reality TV. I'm Erika.
And I am Josh.
And today we're talking about Jewish Matchmaking Episode 2.
It's, I gotta say, one of my favorite shows so far.
We have definitely found a lot to say about it.
Yeah. We are on episode 2, and my gosh, did a lot happen in this episode.
Yeah, my notes are extensive. But it is just a fascinating show, and a lot happens. And I feel like especially this episode got even more like ideal for this podcast because there's a lot of neurodiversity related stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to get into it.
All right.
Let's go.
So first up, we check back in, or we pick back up with Ori and Adi on their first date. They start off by just, Ori says, well, hey, you want to speak in Hebrew? And then they mostly don't, but they do a little bit. We find out that she just moved to LA from Israel a few months ago. She's an actress. And it's very important to her to marry a guy who is Israeli and Jewish, but she does love LA and she wants to stay there and make her life there.
It's very interesting that they are both. We had not met Adi before, so we were gonna be seeing Ori's date. But then Adi shows up, and Adi's just such a interesting person.
Yeah, I wish the show was following her and said she's way more interesting.
Yeah, she's way more interesting. So the difference between Ori and Adi is very semantic. They're both Israelis, and they're both in America, except that Ori has been in America for 20 years, and Adi has only been in America for a few months. And he's happy in America. Like, he says it's home, but she seems to be in love with America. Like, I think she's matched with America.
Well, I mean, I also moved to LA to be an actor after dreaming about it my whole life. And it's a big fucking deal. Like, it's especially when you're an actor and you've dreamed of that forever, actually being there. She's matched with LA for sure, I would say.
That's literally, yeah, she's matched with LA. And I honestly feel like, in many ways, we just, like, I cannot imagine leaving California. It's very difficult for me to go live anywhere else.
I couldn't
because I'm so used to
imagine it either. And then I did, but I definitely.
Yeah, but you're going to be back very soon.
I am sure I will be back. I'm sure I will. So then we've just, that's all we've learned about Adi so far. They go to a little sidebar with Ori just to hear what he thinks about her so far. And he says, she's sexy. I want to sleep with her, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And it's like, you know what? You should be ashamed.
He's never ashamed. I don't think he's ever ashamed of anything. I think shame is not something that comes to him naturally.
I actually disagree. I think he has a deep shame about who he is as a person, and that he really isn't a great person. And so he covers it up with this bombastic overconfidence, because I don't think his confidence is real.
It's just, like, that's what kind of, like, it is so fake.
Yeah, he's a very fake person.
Like, that's not how you express sexual interest in somebody.
It's fucking gross, and it gets worse. But, like, I don't know, just also to not realize that, like, it's a completely different thing to, like, meet your date and be like, wow, she's beautiful, the attraction's definitely there, or whatever, and to say, I want to sleep with her. Like, that's, I mean, first of all, you definitely are not going to have a future with this person regardless, because she's going to see this and she's not going to like
Oh
that.
my God. I'm just, this was such a weird match. Like, somebody who's moved to America to be an actress, and somebody who lives with their mom and works for their mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and she is definitely a little skeptical of.
Yeah, I know she sounds
living
skeptical.
with his mom.
Yeah.
Thing.
Part, yeah.
I kind of love that she doesn't really, like, hide it. Like, she is polite and nice, but she lets it show on her face when she's like skeptical of something he says. And I do like that. Um but yeah, first he jokes that he's also an actor. He's a porn actor, and she does what I have to assume is a polite laugh because it's not funny. Um but then yeah, when they're talking about him living with his parents, this is the first time I think he says that he is trying to move out. And she's like, "Oh, okay, trying, huh?" Like, definitely not
That
totally
is
buying
good.
that.
It's good to hear. Yeah, yeah. No, no. We've. Here's the thing. We watched episode 1, right?
Yeah,
and I don't think in episode 1 he was trying to move out of his mom's house.
he didn't seem like it. He seemed pretty set up there. And
Yeah,
honestly,
and
my guess is he wants to move from one mommy right to another. Like, he wants to move out once he has a woman who will take care of him.
yeah, no, he's basically that's what he's looking for. He's kind of he's looking for the woman who is a model, also cooks all the dinners, never loses her figure after having 3 or 4
Yeah,
kids.
very Madonna whore
Will
complex.
Yeah, it's just, why don't you just get, why don't you try polyamory, bro?
Oh no, don't inflict yourself on polyamorous people.
Yeah,
I
I'm
say
just
stay living at home with your mom and get a sex doll, or start
oh my
like
god.
subscribing
No, I
to
mean,
cam girls and tipping them well. That's
you
my
should go out.
recommendation.
Oh my god. No, I don't. I mean, honestly, what he really needs um is an ego check. He also needs a great deal of therapy.
Yeah,
Um
and I'm not counting on any of that happening.
yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I think the relationship with the mom, uh like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, I don't feel like that is, like, I feel like,
She has raised a an adult baby, and so
yeah,
I
he
think she's
just
okay with
doesn't.
that.
Yeah, no, she's definitely okay with that. He doesn't. He needs. Yeah, he needs help.
Uh, God, I don't know. I'd love to
That's
see
it.
him
She's
help
delightful.
himself.
Like, she wants to. I also don't understand why she wants to immediately get married if she's, But I mean, I kind of understand, but also don't understand. You know.
Yeah,
Um.
and I don't know that I don't. I mean, she didn't say immediately
Yeah. No. No. Like, she didn't say immediately.
because we
Um.
find out later. Like, her timeline is definitely a little longer. Like, I do think um she probably wants like a steady relationship that would head that direction, but I think she wants to build her career and stuff. I don't think she's trying to jump right into. I definitely don't think she wants to jump right into being his mommy number 2.
Yeah. And not just his mommy, but the mommy of 3 or 4 of his kids.
Yeah, yeah. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I thought was a little interesting. So it may have been obvious to other people, but not to me because I don't speak Hebrew. So I didn't realize that his Hebrew is like not all that great. Um, which I just thought was very interesting because the way he described it in the first episode, saying that like he wants to marry someone who's from Israel and who speaks Hebrew, and he feels like they wouldn't really understand him if they don't. Um, that really made it sound like Hebrew was his first language, but um,
Yeah.
it's not. And
Mm.
I, I, I don't know. I think someone who speaks English will understand you just fine. Like, there's not some
Yeah.
depth
He
of your
doesn't have an
soul
English
that you
accent.
can only get across in Hebrew. I fucking doubt it.
Let me tell you this as somebody who speaks multiple languages and focuses specifically on, I mean, not focus specifically, but is like really good with dialects. So I can quickly tell if where somebody's dialect is coming from. He doesn't have an English dialect. So he sounds very, like, he's very comfortable with his English. Doesn't seem to have any accent. She has a slight accent, actually.
In English?
But her English is so amazing. Her English is so good.
Yeah.
I feel like in like a few more months, she's gonna lose her accent. But as for his Hebrew, yeah, I feel like his Hebrew was not up to par.
Yeah, and I just thought that was very interesting the way he made it sound like only someone who speaks Hebrew can really like understand him. And I just feel
Mm.
like that's a I don't know, it's a little because here's the thing.
Well,
So
maybe that's just
German is my
comparing to his mom who speaks Hebrew.
so German's my first language, but I have lived in the US for most of my life, and um, English is the main language I have spoken now for most of my life. And uh, it would be disingenuous for me to say that you can't really understand me unless you speak German. like, um,
Yeah,
because sure, is that part of me? Is that part of me that I care about and love? Yeah. Um, sure, you don't maybe really know me if you don't even know anything about that part of my life, but that would just mean you don't know me that well. But like,
hmm,
uh, I there's not. But when I go to Germany and I yes, I can speak fluently in German, but I do feel sometimes like, people don't necessarily know me completely because I am more fluent in English. Like, my sense of humor doesn't necessarily come across the same way and stuff. And so, like, at first, when he said that people can't necessarily know him if they don't speak Hebrew, I thought he was talking about the way I feel when I'm in Germany because my truest expression of myself verbally at this point in my life is with English. But no, he's actually talking about the way I am in America, um, speaking German. And I just don't think that's like
yeah.
true. And so I think that's weird. And I guess I'm being a little judgy about it. It just surprised me and I
You
thought it was a
just
little
feel like
strange.
he deceived
A,
in
a
a
little bit.
subtle way,
Yeah.
in a very subtle way. Like it's not a huge deal for
To make
people,
himself sound more
for some people,
complicated,
yeah.
like, to make himself
But
sound cooler
yeah,
and more mysterious and more
yeah.
important.
They didn't really play the Hebrew, or I could have told you something. But yeah, the that part was pretty obvious.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like if I overplayed how I don't know, if I overplayed, like, speaking German and if I acted like I speak German more fluently than English and that, um, people are missing out on my full personality by not speaking German, I just feel like that would be disingenuous and that would be like a weird bragging thing to do. And I think that's what he's doing. And uh, yeah, so I was just surprised because I don't speak Hebrew, so I hadn't been able to pick up on the fact
Yeah,
just hearing the little bit that he had spoken. Obviously, I can hear
yeah.
that um, he has an American accent, but like lots of people, I mean, Frida has an American accent and she lived in Sweden until she was 22. So, like,
Yeah. Frida has such a cute accent. I love Frida's accent. She's not like you can't tell she's Swedish.
no,
It's very American.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. My English has affected her a lot. So she has a pretty Midwestern English, which is kind of funny. But we can move on from this.
But
I just thought that was an
we can move on from this. He immediately
interesting
tells her
little,
that he wants to see her again.
uh,
He wants to see her again. She takes a second to
yeah.
think.
And then she says, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like he was a lot more into sleeping with her than she was into sleeping with him.
The thing, I think he wants to fuck her. I don't think he cares about her as a person. I don't know that he knows how to care about women as people, or maybe anyone as people. I don't know. But
Yeah, no, he brings that up, and it's really, really a bit jarring, when he's talking about how everyone he's ever dated has been hot, and he's
yeah,
just like, he's used to that. And like,
hold
and
on.
I'm
I
like,
I wrote down
bro,
exactly what he said because
Oh my gosh.
But first we hear what she does think he's cute, which I'm like gag, but she says he's cute and friendly, but she needs to know him more to understand him better as a person. So I feel like she's picking up on the fact that like there is some sort of red flag, but she doesn't know what it is yet. You've been listening to a sample of a premium episode of Aliens Watching Reality TV. To hear the rest of this episode, go to patreon.com/alienswatchingrealitytv. For only $5 a month, you get an additional full-length episode of the podcast every week, along with bonus mini-episodes whenever we feel like making them. Your support helps us keep the podcast going and remain ad-free, because ads are annoying. Except for this one, which is super cool. Thank you.